We're here at the Nye County Commissioners Chambers in the Calvada I, where a couple items have been heard today by the commissioners. One of the items of great concern would be the proposed roundabouts here on Highway 372 and Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Highway 372 and Blagg. The money for these roundabouts will be provided by Nevada Department of Transportation. The town of Pahrump, or Nye County, would actually be paying $900,000 for both roundabouts, as opposed to the stoplight there at Highway 160 and Homestead, which cost $2.6 million. Our Director of Public Works, Dave Fanning, has said that we could get started on these pretty quickly for these roundabouts, and that it will actually cut down on the accidents at these intersections. As a matter of fact, they did ask Nye County Sheriff Tony DeMeo and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis about the accidents that occur at these intersections.
First of all, I shared the same concerns that Commissioner Boraski had broached a little earlier. And the sheriff and I are both from New Jersey, different areas, but we both experienced a number of traffic circles. And that was my first concern, was that they were, in my opinion, disastrous back in that environment. They had a tendency to clog up. But what I've learned through this process, by keeping an open mind and allowing the state to describe it, it's a much different approach than the traditional traffic circle that we had experienced way back then. And the roundabouts allow a greater latitude of traffic flow. It gives also the ability for the larger apparatus, school buses and such, because they use a more, I'm trying to think exactly how I want to describe it, but more of an approach where it kind of levels out a little bit. So it allows our rear tandem wheels to accurately and effectively navigate through those circles when necessary. In fact, you can almost literally drive through it. And so that eliminated a lot of my concerns. What I was concerned about also, in line with what you were speaking of, is traffic volume. And that was a great concern. But we're experiencing that now, and I think even to a greater latitude. And we're having more problems getting onto some of these arterial roads and coming off into the secondaries, such as Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Blagg Road, that are causing us great delays. I think in hindsight, or in foresight, that this will actually help us minimize many of those concerns.
NDOT has said that both of these intersections, however, do not meet the criteria, which is called warrants, for having them propose stoplights in these intersections. As a matter of fact, at the Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Highway 372, they won't even allow a stoplight to be at Pahrump Valley Boulevard and Highway 372 because it's in close proximity to the Highway 372 and 160 stoplight. So that would only be available for a roundabout.
Not meet warrants, so it would not be recommended by the traffic engineer at NDOT, nor would it be available for the funding that we're looking at for this.
We have to tell you, in these roundabouts, you're not going in a complete circle. This is more or less a yield and driving almost straight through. It's to control the traffic flow. The Nye County Commissioners had lots of questions to ask about this issue, but it looks like we may be at least having roundabouts here in town on Highway 372 and Blagg Street. This is Deanne O'Donnell at the Nye County Commissioners Chambers for News 46.